The US Army has popular and powerful weapons to use against Russia, and it appears that the war is on. The news says that the US used its latest laser tank for trial and it shocked the Russians. What is the tank made of? Why did Russians get scared of this tank? In this video, we are going to find answers to all these questions, so stick with us till the end. The tank that the US is using is the M113 laser tank. The FMC Corporation developed and manufactured the M113, a fully tracked armored personnel carrier or APC. The M113 was sent to the United States Army Europe in 1961 to replace the mechanized infantry's M59 APCs. The M113 was first used in combat in April 1962, after the United States provided heavy weaponry to the South Vietnamese Army or ARVN through the Military Assistance Command Vietnam or MACV program. Eventually, the M113 was the most widely used armored vehicle of the US Army in the Vietnam War. It was used to break through heavy thickets in the midst of the jungle to attack and overrun enemy positions. As a result, the Allied forces referred to it as an APC or an ACAV, Armored Cavalry Assault Vehicle. The M113 was the first mass-produced combat vehicle with an aluminum hull. Its aluminum armor was designed to be thick enough to protect the crew and passengers against small arms fire, while remaining light enough to allow the vehicle to be air transportable and moderately amphibious. The M113 series has long been replaced as frontline combat vehicles in the United States Army by the M2 and M3 Bradleys. However, a large number of them are still used in support roles such as armored ambulances, mortar carriers, engineer vehicles, and command vehicles. The US Army's Heavy Brigade combat teams are equipped with approximately 6,000 M113s and 4,000 Bradleys. So what about the tank specification, design, and components that make it the best of all? First comes its armor. The M113 is made of aircraft-grade aluminum alloy 5083. Although aluminum alloy is fairly durable, it still requires nearly 3 times the thickness of steel for an equivalent level of protection, implying that it was only designed for 7.62mm and shell splinter protection. The M113A3 could also be outfitted with applique armor to protect against 14.5mm threats and landmines. In comparison, a modern APC like the Striker has all-around 7.62mm armor-piercing protection, 14.5mm protection on the front, sides, and rear, and anti-personnel mine protection. Then the tank's armament. The basic M113 armored personnel carrier can be fitted with a number of weapon systems. A single .50 caliber M2 machine gun is the most common weapon fit. The mount, however, can be outfitted with a 40mm Mk19 automatic grenade launcher. In addition, the standard variant could be outfitted with a variety of anti-tank weapons. The US Army developed kits that allowed the M47 Dragon and BGM-71 TOW anti-tank missile systems to be mounted. In the case of the M47, the system made it to the existing machine gun mount without requiring the machine gun to be removed. This enabled the commander to employ both weapons. In addition, a wide range of turrets and fixed mounts are available to mount high-explosive cannons ranging from 20mm to 105mm on the M113 series, allowing them to function as assault guns in fire support, while also carrying dismounted infantry or cavalry scouts. Finally, the tank's mobility. Because of its lightweight, the vehicle can be powered by a relatively small engine, a Detroit 6V53 V6 two-stroke diesel engine with a 318 cubic inch Allison TX 101 3-speed automatic transmission. This enables the vehicle to transport a large payload across the country using fixed and rotary wing aircraft. In addition, M113s from the original production run can swim without flotation curtains, relying instead on a front-mounted trim vane to propel them through the water. Surprisingly, the tank has nicknames too. Over the years, the M113 has been given various nicknames. For example, it was dubbed the Green Dragon by the South Vietnamese Army or ARVN. In addition, the M113 was commonly referred to by US troops as a 113 or a track. The Israel Defense Forces used the M113 in a variety of variants, all of which were designed in Israel, and have given each of them official names, ranging from the basic Bardelas or Cheetah to the Nagmash, Nagman, and Cosman variants for urban combat to the Zelda and Zelda 2, which are fitted with ERA. The Australian Army refers to its M113A1s as buckets and bush taxis, and modified M113A1s fitted with 76mm turrets as beasts. The German Army has various nicknames depending on location and branch service, including Elephant Shoe, Tank Wedge, and Bathtub. Spain's Army calls it TOA, the acronym for Transport Oruga Acorazado, which is Spanish for Armored Track Carrier. It has some basic variants too. Like the M113, the original version is powered by a 209HO Chrysler 75M V8 gasoline engine. The M113A1 version. Beginning in 1964, the gasoline engine was replaced with a 215 HP 6V53 Detroit diesel engine to take advantage of the diesel engine's better fuel economy and lower fire hazard. The suffix A1 was used in all variants to indicate a diesel engine. So an M106A1 was an M106 motor carrier with a diesel engine. It also has M113A2. Additional improvements were made in 1979. The engine's cooling was improved by relocating the fan and radiator. Torsion bars with increased strength increased ground clearance, and shock absorbers reduced the effects of ground strikes. The M113A2's weight was increased to 11,740 kilograms. Because the extra weight reduced its afloat freeboard, it was no longer required to be amphibious. Smoke grenade launchers with 4 tubes were also added. All variants had the suffix A2 to indicate an upgrade to A2 standard. Finally, it has the M113A3 variant. Further enhancements for enhanced battlefield survival were introduced in 1987. This included a steering yoke rather than laterals, a brake pedal, a more powerful engine, the turbocharged 6V53T Detroit diesel, and internal SPAL liners for increased protection. In addition, external armored fuel tanks in both sides of the rear ramp were added, freeing up 0.45 cubic meters of internal space. All variants have the suffix A3 to indicate an upgrade to the A3 standard. So besides this, how are Russian lasers hitting Ukraine? Laser weapons are directed energy weapons that strike a target by focusing high energy on it and are notorious for blinding humans. Military-grade laser beams, also known as dazzlers, emit a powerful beam of light that can travel long distances and can be used to temporarily blind fighter jet pilots by illuminating cockpits. However, the laser weapon capable of burning a target that it strikes has been in development for many years. Yet, according to experts, the power of even the most advanced laser weapons was still too weak to impact the Ukraine battlefield. Almost nothing is known about Zadira, according to the Reuters report. Still, Russian media reported in 2017 that the state nuclear enterprise Rosatom assisted in its development as part of a campaign to develop weapons based on new physical principles. Aside from the obvious benefit of destroying drones, blinding reconnaissance systems has strategic implications, because satellites are used to track nuclear-capable intercontinental ballistic missiles. Borisov claimed to have just returned from Russia's nuclear weapons research facility in Sarov. He predicted that a new generation of laser weapons with a broad electromagnetic band would supplant conventional weapons in the future. This is not some fantastic idea. It is reality, Borisov explained. These claims did not impress Ukrainian President Zelensky. He mockingly compared the laser news to Nazi Germany's release of so-called wonder weapons in an attempt to avoid defeat during World War II. The more it became clear that they had no chance in the war, he said in a late-night video address, the more propaganda there was about an amazing weapon that would be so powerful as to ensure a turning point. And in the third month of a full-fledged war, Russia is trying to find its wonder weapon. This all clearly shows the mission's complete failure. It's not like in Star Wars where they point a laser gun at the bad guys, push a button and the bad guy explodes. Dr. Uzi Rubin, a missile expert from JISS, was quoted by the BBC as saying, "In reality, it's more akin to a microwave. It will take some time to boil 1 cup of water. The laser is identical. You must place it on the target and wait for it to heat up and destroy it," he explained. If Russian claims about its laser weapons destroying enemy drones are true, it could be a game changer. Laser weapons are low-cost solutions with a high impact. They are extremely precise, as well as flexible and reusable. What do you think about the powerful laser tank that even terrified Russians? Let us know in the comments. Also, subscribe for more videos. Until we meet again, take care.